Alright, this is the YouTube tutorial for the Wing Young Huey Chalk Talk project. So this is putting together all those photos. If you haven't taken photos with the whiteboards yet, you should stop the video and do that first. When you have taken the photos, you need to put them into your Google Drive, label them with the date they were taken, and the project. From there, we can open up Photoshop and File, Open the project. So I am going to go to my Google Drive, my drive, all the things. Go to my Photography 1 folder, Chalk Talk, and I am going to open up, which project? My picture. So this one I'm answering what is my favorite word. My favorite word is foible. Foible, definition. So we need to change these to black and white and up the brightness and contrast because you can see this is relatively a dark photo. And it's a little blurry because I downloaded it a couple times. But we're going to go over here to our adjustments panel and we are going to adjust first. Sorry, wrong one. We're going to adjust the black and white. So we're going to turn it black and white. We're just going to click on this half black, half white rectangle. The properties for that will show up, but we're going to ignore that. So after we've turned it black and white, and we have a black and white layer here, we're going to go back to adjustments, and we are going to adjust the brightness and the contrast, which is right here. It says half black, half white sun. And we want the brightness to kind of go up until there's a bright white spot somewhere. So probably the chalkboard. Maybe my teeth. Who knows? No, they're not that white. So we're going to up this until the chalkboard, up the contrast a little bit to balance out the black. And then that is where we stop there. Now we need to save all these as JPEGs. So we're going to File, Save As. We're going to go back to our December 22nd Chalk Talk folder, or whatever date that you took these photos on. And we are going to name it Wing Young Huey 1, or WYH1 JPEG. So make sure you change the format to JPEG. As you can see, you're going to do that with 4 different photos of your choosing. And you're going to name those Wing Young Huey 2, 3, and 4. So this is my first one. As you see, I've pre-done the other 4, so we're going to hit OK. And again, do that with 4 more photos, and you're good to go. So, the next step is now to go to Schoology and download the template. So the template is sitting right down here. It's called Wing Young Huey Photo Project Download. And it should, in Chrome, pop up here. In Firefox, it'll pop up here. And we are going to go and open that up. It's a PSD, so it's going to automatically open in Photoshop. Hit cancel in the new library. So what I've done for you is I've created the margins, so it won't print past this spot. So you have to keep everything within the cyan or blue rulers. And then we have a little biography of Wing Young Huey down here. So the first thing we need to do is place in our Wing Young Huey pictures. So to do that, we are going to go to File, Place Embedded. I'm going to grab the first one. There we are. Holding down Shift to kind of stretch it out. Return. File, Place Embedded again. And you're going to do that over and over again. Now, what you don't want to do, hold down Shift, is you don't want to not hold down Shift. By that, I mean, if you're transforming it and you stretch out your picture to fit, this will result in both a distorted image and the loss of points on your project. So if you're one of those that would like an A, avoid doing this by holding down Shift the whole time. and using only the corners. Now you can overlap these images. These images can go a little bit outside of the barrier, but just know that that might not print. So anything beyond that has the opportunity to not be printed. So the next thing we're going to do, I got to get the last two on. Oop, got to hold down Shift. File, place embedded, last one. Now we're leaving space at the top here. Hold down Shift. There we go. And the reason we're leaving space at the top is because we are going to put a title on here. So we want to make sure we have space to do that. All right. So as you see, I'm using the Move tool. The Move tool allows me to click and drag and select multiple things to move them. Next, so we have our pictures, we have the narrative down here already. So I'm going to go add my title. It's going to be called Chalk Talk. Now you can see that my letters currently are in white. That's not going to do. Here, change it to black. And this can be any font you want. Maybe I'm going to give it a chalk font just to kind of be ironic. And then you want to then put your name. And period. So that's too big. And you can play around with this any way you like. You can have multiple fonts. You can have color up here if you want. There we go. And then once you get to this point, so you have your title, you have your name, you have your 4 pictures that have been turned black and white that are not stretched out, you can then be done. In order to save this, you're going to go File, Save As. We're going to go to our Google Drive. Sorry for the sneeze. We're going to go to My Drive. Back to our photography folder, back into our Chalk Talk, and we are going to rename this. So we are going to name it your last name, Chalk Talk, and then we are going to format this to a JPEG so that we can submit it to Schoology. Hit Save. Make sure your quality, because we are printing these out, is at 10 or higher. Anywhere in the maximum range here, and then click OK. From there, if you want to save the PSD, you can, but all you have to do after this is go to Submit Project, which will be over here, and submit the Chalk Talk JPEG that you just created, and then you're done. Make sure you see me if you have any questions, and that you work on your photos prior to working on this project.